hey, if you have a business and you have sales guys, you have a sales process, and you're wondering, is this the best sales process that's gonna allow us to scale, bring on more salespeople, and is this the best sales process that's gonna cross most of the prospects over the finish line so that you can make more sales, the business can grow, and everybody can be happy? If that's you, I've got a pretty epic video where I'm going to share the entire script and sales process that I've used personally in 5 different industries and that we now use in multiple industries and multiple businesses that does over $1 million a month in revenue. And I'm gonna share the whole thing with you right now. Hey, my name is Taylor. I own Sales Machine, which is a consultancy that helps scale businesses, and we're doing some portfolio plays where we're also doing equity with companies. But I make these videos on YouTube because I wanna share them for free. I wanna document the playbooks that we're using. And maybe one day my kids will watch these videos and they can learn some stuff about business too. Okay, so I'm gonna get into stuff. This is a script. Look, every business should have a well-documented and simple script and sales process. I'm gonna use those synonymously in this video for the business. And there should ideally be some pivots and shifts of that sales process based on the channel of acquisition, meaning if you have a cold outbound channel of acquiring customers, the sales process will look a little different compared to paid ads that maybe go through mid-funnel marketing material and then go to a calendar and you have inbound leads that are booking in. That sales process will be a little bit different too. I am primarily going to share a sales process that can be used for inbound calls. So these are already qualified. They've gone through some marketing material. They're warm. This is not cold outreach stuff. They're now at the calendar. They've gone through either the first or second stage of the sales process, and now it's basically time to get them across the finish line to being a paying customer. The first thing I want to mention is this closing call is gonna be anywhere from 20 to 50 minutes long. Okay, and this sales process I'm gonna show you has worked where we've sold $2,000 products or packages all the way up to $100,000 product and packages. I've sold 5,000 packages, like whether that's between fitness or consulting or business related services using this sales process. There's gonna be 9 steps to this sales process, okay? There's gonna be 9. Having a sales process, I like to be in between. I don't like to be fully scripted verbatim because that never works super well. I also don't like having like a very loose roadmap because I've just noticed after training a lot of salespeople, they're few and far between the ones who are so smart and intuitive enough and experienced enough to be able to use those skills around more of like a loose roadmap. So I kind of like to go in between. It's scripted questions with a very specific roadmap, but it's not going to be verbatim, and you'll see. But the 9 steps are, the first step is you have to connect to context. How did they get to this conversation? You're essentially kind of setting the stage. And the confused word here, guys, is the tonality and the energy you should be bringing at the beginning of the call. Sales is perceived in a low light by most people. People don't like being sold to. They don't like the enthusiastic, in-your-face, gift-to-gab guy. They just don't. And when you do that, and when you use these outdated sales tactics and trainings, people smell it a mile away and they don't like it. And what happens is they create this wall of sales resistance. And so when they get on the phone, they're essentially counting down the seconds until they can get off this phone with the sales rep because of how overly enthusiastic, overly assumptive, overly charismatic the person is. Now, I don't want to say that and say, don't have confidence, don't be a leader. Those are extremely important. People are gonna buy from someone that they feel is above them. They're gonna buy from leadership. They're gonna buy from confidence. But it's about bringing that energy at the right time. So we kind of have to flip the script. We need to act opposite of the normal sales experience so that we don't trigger this person. Because if we don't trigger sales resistance and they actually open up, We're gonna put them in a position that will allow them to persuade themselves and to come up with these ideas, which is really the pocket we want them in if they're gonna make a purchasing decision at the end of this conversation. So it's about asking the right questions with the right tone and the right energy. So you're gonna set context, should only be a minute long. You're using a confused tone. I'm gonna get into all this in a second. Then you set a soft frame. It needs to be more of a detached, like, you don't care one way or the other. Then you're gonna get into their situation, which is where they're at currently. It needs to be fast-paced, non-emotional. These are just facts. Then you're gonna get into the problem and their pain. You have to be skeptical, and you'll also wanna slow down because this is where emotion comes in. And so we're gonna be using a lot of your vocal communication to communicate emotion and communicate this is important. And then we've got solution and future pacing them with the solution. Then we chop them down a block and have them give us consequences. We have a concerned tone there. You'll transition and recap the conversation with confidence. If you feel like you can help this person, you're basically asking for permission to pitch. Then you'll pitch, which I call present. You need to be very confident. And then we ask for commitment. Connect to context. This needs to be a confused tone. So a lot of the sales calls that happen today in B2B or B2C is gonna be on Zoom, right? Yes, they happen on the phone, but a lot of times they happen on Zoom. So imagine hopping on the Zoom call and it would go like this. Hey, Jeremy, can you hear me? Oh, yeah, I can hear you. Okay, cool. Well, Jeremy, how's your day going? Oh, yeah, it's going great. How's yours going? Yeah, just being a screen junkie over here. Got a bunch of meetings. Yeah, I saw you booked into my calendar, possibly looking at like some help with lead generation. Is that right? Oh, yeah, blah, 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 blah. So we're setting context for why they're here. Another option is maybe they were set by an appointment setter or by somebody else who helped book or triage or qualify this appointment. Same thing. You're just very detached / confused. Hey, yeah, I saw you had discussed some possible help with John. Looks like maybe a couple of days ago, and you were wanting, I guess, some more insight to see if we could be a good fit. Yeah, that's right. Or if they saw an ad, you could be like, okay, yeah, got it. And I mean, I guess with that ad that you saw on Facebook, what about that attracted your attention to want to reach out? So see, I'm being very confused. Opposite would be like, hey, John, how's it going? Cool, how's your day? Hey, I am just crushing today. Look, man, I want to get into stuff. And it's like you've already triggered sales resistance. Now they're not going to give you the most authentic answers. They're going to put a wall up. Good luck trying to close that guy. So once you set context for this conversation, and it's very short, then you're going to go into some sort of soft frame. We want to frame the call because we want to maintain status and leadership. We want to be perceived as a trusted advisor for the prospect. Otherwise, they're not going to buy from you. But we also don't want to be too assumptive or trigger resistance. Like I hear a bunch of scripts that's, in my opinion, pretty outdated where guys are like, hey, one way or another, I do need a decision today because I only talk with decision makers and people who can be decisive. I just want to know. I don't care if it's a no, but I need a yes or no by the end of the call. It's like, whoa, bro, a little too aggressive. So I like to be much more soft, and it can go something like this. Hey, Jeremy, today's conversation is pretty basic. I kind of just want to better understand your situation to see if we even can help. You know, there's some people we can't do much for, but if I feel we can, maybe at the end we can discuss some possible next steps for you. Would that help you? Yeah, that would be great. Cool. So you set a nice soft frame. Connect to situation. This is very important because to exacerbate a problem and get emotion on the table, which even in B2B, all decisions are emotional, okay? To create emotion, I need to hinge the emotion on facts, right? I need to get facts because the facts also make it harder for a prospect to run away from pain or act like they don't have a problem. So I really want to get some solid facts in before I basically ask if they like those facts. You can also throw in like, so you set that soft frame, you're like, cool, so how can I help? And they will typically lead this conversation a little bit in the direction of the problem. Then you go into fact finding, which I'm about to show you, and then exacerbate the problem. Or you could have a transitionary statement like, cool, well, before getting into stuff, I just want to understand better context. So what do you guys sell exactly? You sell insurance of some sort. Hey, what does your current protection plan look like right now? Or, hey, about how much financial protection do you have in place right now? Or if this is like a business opportunity, right? Like you're selling some mechanism for a person to make more money. Okay, well, I guess help me understand, like, what do you do for work now? Oh, okay, how long you been doing that? Got it. I should probably ask too, are you just providing like for yourself, or is there a family you're providing for as well? Right? Or in B2B, another fact question would be like, cool, and I guess besides you, Jeremy, who else in the organization, I guess, is maybe responsible for helping generate more leads that are of high quality for the business? Oh, that would be so-and-so. Okay, got it. Does she want to be in the next conversation then with us after we discuss things today? Yes, cool. Now you know you probably can't get a decision today because you get another decision maker, or you can play it a different way. But you would get all of the facts, okay? These are fact logic, okay? Because it's logic, you just need to be stoic and fast-paced because we want to get through it. Once you have your facts, then it's time to ask them, do they like the facts, right? So, in the B2B example, okay, so how many leads did you guys generate last month? Okay, this many. And what was your ad spend for that? Got it. So your cost per lead is about $50 a lead. Got it. And how many sales came from that? 5. Okay, so what was the total revenue? Oh, it was, $250K. Okay. So do you guys like the leads you get now? Right? So now I'm going to bring emotion into the conversation. And then you'd be like, no, we really don't. Okay, so why not? Well, we don't really get enough. Enough? How do you mean? Right? And then I'm going to basically probe into, because they'll start to give me stuff, but I need to probe. Hey, could you explain what you mean there? Okay, how so? Oh, really? All those different probing short questions will help open the person up even more. Even if we're more simple and you're selling fitness, and it's like, so do you like the amount of weight loss you've seen so far? No. Well, why not? Well, because I'm still not fitting into the pants that I want. The pants that you want is what size? This. Why is that important to you? So you see, it gets them deeper. Another great question during your problem awareness stage to connect this person to pain is a question that's where you get them to say why they won't go a different route that is the most natural alternative. So coming back to B2B, if we're selling lead gen, like a marketing agency. Okay, and I guess besides trying to get a higher quality lead, what's the main reason to possibly get outside help? As opposed to trying to continue to generate these leads yourselves. They will sell themselves away from the natural alternative when you ask that question the right way, which is great. Then once we've got current situation and the problem and pain points around that situation, now we need to start moving forward and future pace them so we can create this gap between their current reality and where they want to be. So we first want to see if they're shopping or if they're looking at other solution providers. Hey, besides, reaching out to us, obviously, are you out there trying to find other ways to lose weight? Right? So you essentially are asking, are they shopping? And if they're like, well, I've looked at so-and-so. Okay, did you pursue business with them? Well, no, I didn't. Could I ask why not? Well, I didn't really like this thing. This thing, what do you mean? Right? And now you're getting them to tell you all the crap they didn't like about the other solutions so that when you pitch it in a way that's going to make this sound super saucy, super customized to them. And then we're going to ask a question that essentially tells them, tell me how you want me to pitch you. And essentially it's like, what are the features and benefits you really care about? So the question would be like, okay, well, to make sure, Jeremy, we could even help, what would you want from us to ensure that you got a high quality lead that converted a lot and that you got enough volume of those leads, what would you need from us to get that? Oh, well, we would definitely want some help on the ad creative side. Okay, ad creative side, could you explain a bit more? Well, yeah, we feel like we didn't get enough ad creatives to properly test and expand the audience, and we'd really like help on creating more ad creatives and split testing that. Okay, I gotcha. So you probe and you get them to tell you all the things that they want. Now, if they're not hitting the things that you guys provide as a solution yourselves, you can lead them that direction. So you could be like, well, would it possibly help, Jeremy, to also maybe include some user-generated content, which would be ad creative that you guys don't have to produce, because that could be burdensome for you guys, but where we could actually leverage other influencers and content creators to make those ad creatives for you. Would something like that help? Oh my gosh, that's possible? Yeah, okay. So you lead them in directions as well, because you're positioning yourself with more status and as a trusted advisor. And then we essentially want to have them tell us the ideal outcome. So it's like, okay, cool. So Jeremy, assuming we came in with the team and we got you higher quality leads that actually turned into more sales, what would be the goal in revenue, maybe on a monthly basis? Oh, we would definitely want to do this. Okay, how far away is that from where you guys are at now? Oh, it's another 300K. Gosh, you guys are wanting to add another 3.5 million to your top line. What would that translate into for profits? Oh, that would be another $1.5 million in profit. Oh, what could you guys do with another $1.5 million that you maybe can't do now? Oh, we'd be able to invest in this new product offering that we want to do. Really, tell me about that. Oh yeah, blah, blah, blah. Right, and then you get them excited and moving towards where they want to move towards, because you're helping them picture themselves using your solution and going where they want to go using your solution. This is super psychological stuff, but you want to get people at the number, the things they would do, and wow, what would it feel like to launch that product in that marketplace? What would it feel like to be able to gift your dad, a house after his retirement? So you're trying to get them emotionally connected. Then you're gonna go to consequences, and you need to be concerned, because essentially we want the prospect to feel the consequences of not getting the right solution in place. That way, they feel internal urgency to solve this problem, and you don't have to fabricate that with a fast action discount or some of this other slimy salesy stuff. They get all excited, and you're like, okay, now hold on though, Jeremy, because I guess if you guys aren't able to increase the quality of your leads right now, and so you guys don't grow to that 300K a month mark, what would happen then? Oh man, that would suck, blah, 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 blah. They're gonna go into the crap that's gonna suck. No, now, are you willing to settle for that though, Jeremy? No. God, so it's time for a change possibly, yeah. Why would you guys wanna do it now though? You guys could put this off until Q1 of next year, couldn't you? Yeah, but we don't wanna do that because, so you see, you're asking them questions that tell themselves they need to move, they need to act, they need to solve this because the consequences are too dire, okay? You will then transition. Hey, Jeremy, that's all I really needed to hear. I think, based on everything you've told me, I feel pretty confident that what we're doing here can help you guys really increase your lead quality so you guys can do more top line sales. Because you know how you're saying right now, you're not getting good lead quality and you feel like it might be because of the ad creative side and this other XYZ thing, and how that's causing you guys a bit of fear about growing the business from here, because what you really want is some UGC ad creative and a more comprehensive top of funnel, middle of funnel approach with the ads and retargeting. Well, with your permission, I'm happy to explain how we've helped other clients like you guys really increase their lead quality. Would that help you? Yeah, please. Now you've gotten permission to go into presentation mode, okay? And this is so much less salesy because As opposed to a lot of salespeople, they just jump into the pitch. They're like 2 or 3 questions, then they're pitching. It's like, I've been on so many like demo calls with software companies or other agencies, and it's 2 or 3 questions and then they start pitching me. Versus what I just did here, and this could be a 15-minute conversation. It doesn't have to be 30 minutes before I start presenting. It just depends on your industry and the sales process you have leading up to this call. But it can be quick, but this is more effective because you've created a gap and you've had them in a position that has them leaning into you versus you trying to force yourself into them. You will then present. The presentation should be very, 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 very short. Make it short. It should be 10% of the entire conversation. Start with the price and your main value proposition at the top. Do not hide the price. Just give them the price. And then explain what they're going to get with those prices. It's going to be 2 to 3 main points. And you're basically going to be like, so we're going to do this, which relates to exactly the thing that you told me, and it's going to solve it this way so that you can have this benefit. And then you want to get little micro buy-ins. Do you feel like that piece would help you? Hey, do you feel like getting this would really help you guys grow sales, right? And you're just trying to keep it simple. Right? You want to keep it simple. People buy from simple. They do not buy complex or complicated. Now, if you have a more complex solution, that's when you need to figure out if this is going to be a 2 or 3 call process with a 1 or 2 part demo thing, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. That's fine. But just make sure the presentation piece to get this person across the finish line is very simple. And then you get them to commit. So we have them tell us if they think this is the solution. So, I mean, Jeremy, do you feel like this could be the solution for you? It needs to be very detached, like you're not being assumptive. You want them to tell you. And they will very likely, if you've done your job the right way, they will say yes. Okay, but why do you feel that way? And then they're gonna go into why they feel that way. And then it's like, well, Jeremy, I don't really have anything else to go over. This is normally where we just help square away the contract or where we square away agreement so we can schedule you for onboarding. But where would you want to take things from here, right? And then you can move into the close and if you're going to have objections and whatnot there. So that is the entire sales process from top to bottom. And we actually compartmentalize pieces of that process for other like 1, 2, or 3 call close sales processes, or we use aspects of that with cold outbound, cold messaging, all that kind of stuff. And so guys, if this was helpful, if you feel like your sales guys are not using a uniform process that is replicatable, that is teachable, and they are not closing consistently because of it, you need to use a process like this. It doesn't have to be this exact one, but you should have a process that you know works, because then when you're looking at acquisition in your business, you can know with certainty, because there's consistency in the sales process, you can look at the other mechanisms. If there's not consistency in the sales process, you actually don't know if the other front-end mechanisms are broken or not. Because maybe your ads are great. Maybe your marketing collateral is great. Maybe the emails are great. And it's just the sales process is being followed by Bob, but it's not being followed by John. And then Becky is only doing half of it. So if this was helpful, share the video, please. That would be very meaningful to me. And also comment below if there's other aspects of the sales process you guys want help on. This is Taylor. Peace.